Hi, this is Alex Helmbrecht, the Sports Information Director at Chadron State College, and I'm sitting here this morning with Chadron State men's basketball coach Brent Bargen. Last week, the Eagles lost a heartbreaker to the University of Mary, 73-72. It was their home opener. That was about a week ago. Last week here in Chadron. Since then, they've had time off, but they'll play 2 games this Thanksgiving week, beginning with Black Hill State tomorrow, and at Division I, University of Nebraska Omaha Saturday in a matinee game. Coach, we'll just talk about the University of Mary since I haven't had a chance to discuss that with you. It was really a great game. I know I've heard from several people in the community and different students that I've talked to that it was one of the more enjoyable games they've seen. Neither team had a lead bigger than 10 points. Unfortunately, Mary just made a shot there at the end when Josh Turner hit a three-pointer with 2 seconds left for the win.
Yeah, it was disappointing because we went on a 15-0 run and had a lead and were playing pretty well and just had 2 bad offensive possessions and didn't execute defensively very well. We hit a 3 to put us up 3, and with about a minute and 35 seconds left in the game, and called timeout, said no fouls and no threes. And the first possession, we foul a guy that's about 40 feet from the basket, and he goes to the line. He goes 1 for 2. We tried to run some clock, and we got a good look. It just wasn't by the individual that probably wanted. We probably ran the clock down a little bit too far before we went. Did not get the shot that we wanted, and I'll take full responsibility for that. I probably should have, even though we got the play we wanted, we didn't get the shot we wanted, and probably needed to call timeout and just get settled in. Good thing about calling timeout in that situation is you get done what you want to get done. The bad thing is the defense also has time to make an adjustment or a change, whether it be a trap or a switch to a zone or something like that. So we get a shot that's a little bit questionable, and we didn't get the rebound and came down, and we had one of our young freshmen overhelp on dribble penetration, and they kicked it to his guy. And you got to give credit to Turner for knocking down the jump shot, and you got to give credit to Robinson, their point guard, for finding him because it was a nice pass. And just disheartening a little bit because I thought we deserved to win the game, played really well, played hard, did a lot of things right. We just didn't the last 3 possessions of the game, 2 defensively and 1 offensively, we just didn't execute probably to the best of our ability.
It was very similar to the Billings game, which unfortunately was a 98-94 setback, but went to overtime, where just 1 or 2 possessions, just the little things that your team isn't, I guess, following through right now. But luckily it's still early. You still have a lot to work on. And there was several bright spots from last Tuesday's game. Kevin McClellan scored a team-high 24 points, including 4 of 6 from the three-point line, which I know is something that you're happy to see. And then Chris Curtis made a few electrifying plays and finished with 16. Moala Tatua had 11 points and 4 rebounds. And then your 2 other starters, Sammy Hines and Josh Hatcher, did a nice job of contributing. Sammy finished with 9 and Josh had 8.
Yeah, I think we're doing a pretty good job of spreading the ball around, and with the motion offense that we're running, it is a pretty equal opportunity offense. We just got to continue to be efficient. We haven't taken very good care of the basketball yet, and I thought we did a much better job of that the other night with playing in the 70s and only having 12 turnovers. We'd like to drop a couple of those, but I thought we did an okay job there, and then we got to shoot the 3-ball better a little bit. We did a great job of getting more free throws than our opponents, and you get more offensive rebounds than your opponents, and we did a lot of nice things. We just didn't take care of business the last 3 possessions. But we had some guys do some really, really good things, and guys are starting to come together. And like I said, before we started the regular season and went to Billings, we had 2 guys that hadn't played. Kendrick Holloman hadn't made the trip but didn't get to play much. Chris Curtis didn't get to play, and Muhammad. So we're still kind of filtering through, getting to know one another and getting a feel for one another because of early injuries. We haven't had a consistent group to be able to put on the floor, but I like where we're going. I like the direction we're headed. If we continue to play hard, just play more efficiently, I think we'll be huge. And then we've got to do a little bit better job of learning how to win games and close people out.
Coach, I know that it's just early in the season, but obviously you've seen some good things out of the first 2 games, even though they've been losses, just losing by a combined total of 5 points. What do you kind of, I guess, try to describe your team for us right now? What is the feeling, and are the guys still playing pretty optimistically, or are they happy with how the season's gone so far?
Well, yeah, we got 24 games left, and it's a huge season, and you're within 2 points. And as I've said before, I'd rather lose a game by 1 or 2, even though as frustrating as it is, than getting beat by 20 or 30 points. You know that if you tweak one or two things or make a play here or there, you tighten the reins on a couple of guys or on the group itself, and I think you're in great shape. If you come in and you're getting beat by 20 points, you got a lot of stuff to do. Either you're not even close to being good enough, or you don't have the right talent, or there's issues. These two teams that we played in Mary and Billings are both RMAC type teams. They're very solid teams. They've both had some successes, and they've got some D1 bounce back guys that are really helping their teams at the moment and really doing some good things. And we don't have that kind of guy, any D1 bounce back guys, but I think our guys are playing hard. We're practicing hard. I think we had a very spirited practice on Saturday and had a pretty clean practice yesterday. And our thing is, if we can continue to play hard and just be more efficient, clean a few things up, I think we could do some things that we haven't been able to do around here in a while. It won't be easy, but at the same time, I think we finally are deep enough and have enough talent to be able to compete at a higher level, I hope.
Speaking of the RMAC, you guys are going to have a chance tomorrow to play a team which will be the newest team in the RMAC. When you go to Black Hills State, that game is at Tuesday. It'll probably be about an 8 p.m. tip-off. The women, of course, play first. Black Hills State's currently 0-2 on the season. They lost to two RMAC teams last weekend in Denver, losing 87-56 to Colorado Mines and 69-51 against Metro. Of course, Black Hills State is a team that you guys have played pretty well in the past. They defeated Chadron State in the home opener last year here at Armstrong Gymnasium, 76-67. So I'm sure with a lot of guys coming back from your team this year, you're probably looking forward to that game tomorrow.
Well, we've had good games with them, and Coach Safer was doing a great job, and now Schaaf is doing a really good job there as well. And we know their staff well, and they know us well, having Coach Collins be on our staff, and so they kind of have an idea what we're doing and where we're going. Last year's game, that team, I think, was like 26-5 or something like that, and had 7 seniors on it. This year, they lost all those seniors, obviously, and they're missing 2 key guys, due to one a red shirt and one a medical red shirt. So they got 2 wings that probably won't be playing, and they're playing some younger guys. We went up there a year ago, 2 years ago now, I guess, and beat them when they were rated. They were in the top 5 or top 10 in the country, and we went up there to their place and won, and they came to our place with a bunch of seniors and won last year. So we've had good battles, and I expect them to be very well coached and play hard, and I expect it to be a good competitive game for sure.
I'm sure you've probably spent most of your time this weekend preparing for Black Hills State, so you probably haven't had a lot of opportunity to look at UNO. But a team that you've played in the past, are they kind of similar to what you've played in the past, or are they different now that they're making their move to Division I?
You know, I have no idea, Alex. We haven't looked at them for 1 second. We played on Tuesday. We gave our kids a break. Wednesday, we took 2 days to work just completely on ourselves on Thursday or Friday and Saturday, rather, and then on Thursday and Friday we worked just on us. We took a day off on Saturday, and then Sunday we started working on Black Hills, and we won't look at UNO until tomorrow night after the game or Wednesday morning when we return. I'm sure that Coach Hansen is doing a great job. He's put together a good staff that's going to do a lot of that can recruit well and has been successful at their different levels. And obviously they've got to recruit different and do different things now that they're a Division I program. And they've got a lot of resources now that they've cut football, and they're putting a lot of money into the programs that they currently have to make them competitive. And I expect them to be awfully good, but we haven't spent any time on them yet, and we won't until Wednesday.
All right, Coach. Well, that game at UNO is Saturday at 1 p.m. And, of course, before that, you'll play at Black Hills State tomorrow in Spearfish. Best of luck to you this week.
Thanks, Alex.